XRP digital revolution or investment disaster. It's one of the most talked about cryptocurrencies in the world, and for good reason. With its unique use case and high-profile legal battles, XRP has become a lightning rod in the crypto community. But is it a game changer for global finance, or just another overhyped token destined to fade away? Will XRP skyrocket or crash? That's the million-dollar question. Its price has seen dramatic highs and crushing lows, leaving investors both thrilled and terrified. The volatility is real, and it's not for the faint of heart. It's a question on the minds of many investors, especially with its wild price swings and ongoing legal battles. The SEC lawsuit against Ripple has cast a long shadow over XRP's future, creating uncertainty that's shaken even seasoned traders. Some folks see it as the future of cross-border payments, while others, well, they view it with a fair bit of skepticism. Critics argue that XRP's centralized nature and legal troubles make it a risky bet in an already unpredictable market. XRP is a cryptocurrency designed for fast and cheap transactions. Unlike Bitcoin, it's not meant to replace traditional currencies. Instead, it aims to work alongside them, streamlining the way money moves across borders. Ripple, the company behind XRP, envisions a world where banks and financial institutions can transfer money in seconds, not days. Their goal? To revolutionize the outdated systems that currently dominate international finance. Imagine sending money overseas instantly with minimal fees. That's the potential of XRP. It's not just about speed. It's about accessibility, efficiency, and reducing the friction that slows down global commerce. But hey, potential doesn't guarantee success. Many promising technologies have failed to deliver, and XRP still faces major hurdles, from regulatory scrutiny to market competition and public perception. This essay dives into XRP's future, examining its history, predicting its price, and exploring the risks and opportunities ahead. We'll look at how it got here, where it might be going, and what that means for investors and the broader crypto landscape. Buckle up, because the ride could be bumpy. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic, one thing's for sure. XRP is a story still being written, and the next chapter could change everything. To understand XRP's future, we need to look at its past. From its humble beginnings, XRP's price exploded in 2017, reaching an all-time high of over $3. This surge mirrored the broader crypto boom, fueled by hype and speculation. But what goes up often comes down. Then came the SEC lawsuit in late 2020, alleging Ripple sold XRP as an unregistered security. This legal battle cast a shadow over XRP, causing its price to plummet. In 2023, a partial victory for Ripple provided some relief, but the uncertainty remains. Understanding this roller coaster history is key to navigating XRP's future. Predicting the short-term future of any asset, let alone a volatile one like XRP, is a fool's errand. The crypto market is notoriously unpredictable, often reacting to news, rumors, and even tweets in real time. Prices can swing wildly within minutes, making it nearly impossible to time the market with precision. Still, that doesn't stop traders and analysts from trying to read the tea leaves. However, we can analyze market sentiment and potential catalysts to make educated guesses. By looking at technical indicators, trading volume, and macroeconomic trends, we can begin to form a picture, albeit a blurry one, of where XRP might be headed in the near term. Sentiment analysis in particular has become a powerful tool, with social media trends and on-chain data offering clues about investor behavior.
Bullish analysts point to the potential resolution of the SEC case as a major price driver. A favorable outcome could not only clear Ripple's name, but also set a precedent for how other cryptocurrencies are regulated in the US. This clarity could open the floodgates for broader adoption and investment. A decisive win for Ripple could send XRP soaring, perhaps to new all-time highs. Some even speculate that such a victory could trigger a domino effect, encouraging other blockchain projects to challenge regulatory scrutiny and push for mainstream legitimacy. Imagine a wave of institutional investment flooding in as hedge funds, asset managers, and even pension funds begin to view XRP as a viable, regulated asset. This kind of capital injection could dramatically shift the supply-demand dynamics, pushing the price to $5, $10, or even beyond. While these numbers may sound ambitious, they're not entirely out of reach in a market known for explosive rallies, especially if XRP regains listings on major US exchanges and benefits from renewed media attention.
On the flip side, bears argue that regulatory uncertainty and competition from other cryptocurrencies could limit XRP's growth. With new blockchain technologies emerging and gaining traction, XRP must continue to innovate to stay relevant. They predict a more modest increase, maybe to $2 or $3, especially if the legal outcome is inconclusive or delayed. In such a scenario, investor enthusiasm could wane, leading to stagnation or even a slow bleed in price, or even a further decline if the SEC appeal is successful. A negative ruling could reinforce fears about crypto regulation, not just for XRP but for the entire market, triggering a broader sell-off.
Ultimately, XRP's short-term fate hinges on news flow, market sentiment, and how quickly the legal process unfolds. Traders will be watching every headline, every court date, and every statement from regulators for clues, and the outcome of its legal battles. Until then, expect volatility, speculation, and plenty of debate over whether XRP is headed to the moon or crashing back to Earth.
So, the SEC lawsuit is the elephant in the room when discussing XRP. This legal battle really centers around whether XRP is a security, like a stock or a currency. If the SEC wins, Ripple could face some hefty fines, and honestly, exchanges might even delist XRP. That scenario would be pretty disastrous for the token's price. It could send it into a downward spiral. But on the flip side, if Ripple secures a clear victory, it could totally pave the way for wider adoption and much-needed regulatory clarity. That kind of outcome could be a real game-changer, attracting institutional investors and giving XRP's price a serious boost.
The court case really highlights the critical role of regulation in the crypto world. Until clear guidelines are finally established, uncertainty is going to continue influencing XRP's price and adoption. Looking beyond 2024 requires even more speculation, but, well, we can still envision a few potential scenarios.
In a bullish scenario, just imagine a world where the SEC case is resolved in Ripple's favor and major financial institutions fully embrace XRP for cross-border payments. This kind of widespread adoption could send XRP's price soaring, potentially reaching $20, $50, or even more by 2030.
However, let's be realistic. A more pessimistic scenario sees increased regulation stifling innovation across the crypto space. Plus, competition from central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, could seriously limit XRP's growth, keeping its price relatively stagnant.
Ultimately, XRP's long-term success really hinges on its ability to navigate the evolving regulatory landscape, gain mainstream adoption, and deliver on its promises of faster and cheaper cross-border payments. Several factors could contribute to XRP's success in the coming years. It's not just about the technology, it's about timing, partnerships, and the broader financial ecosystem evolving to embrace digital assets. As the world becomes more interconnected, the need for faster, cheaper, and more transparent cross-border payments is becoming undeniable.
Strategic partnerships with major financial institutions, those are absolutely crucial for driving adoption. When banks and payment providers integrate XRP into their systems, it sends a strong message to the market. This isn't just a speculative asset, it's a tool with real-world utility. These collaborations help build trust and open doors to new use cases. Imagine a future where you can send money internationally through your bank using XRP, just as easily as sending a text message. No more waiting days for transfers to clear, no more excessive fees, just instant seamless transactions, anytime, anywhere. That's the kind of transformation blockchain can bring to everyday finance. That's the kind of convenience we're aiming for. And it's not just about convenience, it's about financial inclusion. With XRP, even people in underbanked regions could gain access to global financial systems, leveling the playing field in ways we've never seen before. Ripple's ongoing efforts to expand its on-demand liquidity service, or ODL, which uses XRP for cross-border payments, that could really boost its price. ODL eliminates the need for pre-funded accounts in destination currencies, freeing up capital and reducing friction in global transactions. As ODL gains traction, we're seeing more volume flow through XRP corridors. This isn't just theoretical, it's already happening in regions like Southeast Asia and Latin America. The more volume that moves through XRP, the more demand is created, and that demand could have a direct impact on price. As more companies begin to utilize ODL, demand for XRP is likely to increase, and that could potentially drive up its value. But it's not just about price. It's about building a sustainable ecosystem where XRP plays a central role in global finance. And let's not forget, a successful IPO of Ripple could attract significant investment and further legitimize XRP in the eyes of institutional investors. An IPO would bring transparency, regulatory scrutiny, and a new level of credibility to Ripple's operations. That kind of visibility could be a game changer. It would place Ripple, and by extension, XRP, on the radar of hedge funds, pension funds, and other major players who've been waiting for a more regulated entry point into crypto. That kind of move could signal a real shift in the financial landscape, with traditional players finally embracing the potential of blockchain technology. The ripple effect, pun intended, could be massive. reshaping how value moves across borders and redefining what's possible in the world of finance.